Hi, my name is Camille Kramer, and I will be presenting over Bernie Madoff. Before the year 2008, the name Bernie Madoff would probably have been used in a positive connotation. Bernie Madoff was a highly respected Wall Street trader, or so everyone thought. Before getting into the details of the Ponzi scheme Bernie Madoff committed, it's important to know the details behind the man who started it all. Bernard Lawrence Madoff, more commonly known as Bernie Madoff, was born on April 29, 1938, in Queens, New York. His father was a plumber and stockbroker. In 1959, Bernie Madoff married the love of his life, Ruth Alpern, who is still married to him. Madoff graduated from college in 1960 from Hofstra University with an undergraduate in political science. Also in 1960, Bernie started his company, Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities, with $5,000 that came from his job working as a lifeguard. Little by little, Bernie edged his way into the financial landscape, becoming so well respected that he was even the NASDAQ chairman in 1990, 1991, and 1993. Around this time, though, is when Bernie claims he started his Ponzi scheme. Bernie Madoff pulled off one of the biggest Ponzi schemes ever known. But just a normal person, what even is a Ponzi scheme? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. A Ponzi scheme starts with one person, the investor. The investor is usually a con man who is very convincing enough to get the first group of clients to invest based on promises of returns. These investments, however, are not actually invested into the stock market. They're pocketed by the investor. Now, when the clients get their report back for the year, the investor gives them a portion that they're supposed to get, so they're happy. So they go and refer the investor to 2 more clients. These clients are happy with their returns they're seeing, and so on and so forth. Everyone keeps investing money and getting more people, without the investor ever having actually invested in the stock market. These clients are getting each other's money back as returns. They think they're happy, but they're not actually. Their money is all in the investor's bank account, not in the stock market, and it all comes crashing down when the investor can no longer promise on the returns. He can no longer give the money back that they're expecting because he has run out. It's hard to know exactly when everything started, but Bernie testified in court that the Ponzi scheme started in 1991, but speculation points to have been in place since at least 1975, though was not proven in court. For decades, Bernie Madoff was a trusted and sought-out advisor. Little did anyone know he was running a Ponzi scheme. He ran the investment firm without ever actually investing any of the money. Because of his reputation, though, Madoff was able to keep his operation until the 2008 stock market crash. His clients all started wanting to pull their money from the stock market, but there was no longer any money for them to pull out. Bernie stole it. In early December 2008, Bernie eventually came clean to his sons, Mark and Andrew Madoff, who eventually were the ones to turn him in. Some more important aspects of Madoff crime include December 11, 2008, Bernie Madoff was arrested. On March 12, 2009, Bernie Madoff pled guilty to 11 felony charges. And then on June 29, 2009, Bernie Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison and is still currently serving out those life sentences. Because this is a white-collar type case, the evidence involved is not the typical evidence that immediately comes to mind, like fingerprints or DNA. Instead, in the case of Bernie Madoff, there was almost too much evidence. There were millions of documents gathered, so many in fact that there was an entire database made specifically for them. In all this paperwork, the forensic accountants on the case were able to easily see that Madoff specifically did not sign most of the documents himself, and that the results were too good to be true. The SEC is supposed to be in charge of tracking the stock exchange and making sure it is legal. But when Harry M. Markopolos first suspected something to be awry and alerted the SEC in 2000, the SEC ignored Bernie and what Markopolos had to say. The employees who worked for the fraudulent investment firm and had knowledge of the illegal business happening also made millions from the scam and were also later charged. The scientific techniques that were involved in this case were not explicitly laid out, but they are techniques that were probably used. Forensic accounting is really the backbone for this case. One of the most important forensic accounting techniques would have probably been to follow the money. Harry Markopoulos said he used a reversal of the stocks Bernie said he was investing to show that if Bernie was doing what he said he was doing, there would need to be more stocks available than there were actually. Another technique that was probably used is the analysis of the trends of the investments, possibly using data mining to comb through the millions of documents. The forensic accountants could also have conducted interviews with former employees of the company to possibly get a better understanding of the data available. Analysis and results of the investigation led to Bernie Madoff receiving the full sentence available and 150-year prison sentence. The SEC was also faulted for not heeding warning from Harry Markopoulos and allowing themselves to also be a victim of Madoff. The Ponzi scheme cost thousands of people, corporations, charities, and celebrities billions of dollars, making it the largest Ponzi scheme ever recorded. There is now a fund set up for Bernie Madoff's victims, though only a fraction of the money has been able to be repaid, though no amount of money can ever repay the emotional toll or actual money they lost. And then these are my works cited. Thank you for watching.